seniors melt belly fat after 60 by fixing this one hormone. If you're over 60 and your belly fat just won't budge, no matter how well you eat or how often you walk, you're not alone. A silent hormonal shift is likely sabotaging your metabolism right under your nose. It's not your fault, and it's not about willpower. It's a biological trap almost every senior falls into. But once you understand what's happening inside your body, the solution becomes surprisingly simple. You may think belly fat is just a part of aging, that it's about slowing down, eating a little more, or not exercising like you used to. But that's only part of the picture. In reality, one of the biggest culprits behind stubborn belly fat in your 60s and beyond is a quiet hormonal shift, something most seniors have never even heard of. It's called cortisol, your body's primary stress hormone. And after 60, your body starts releasing more of it, even when you're not stressed. Why? Because as you age, the adrenal glands, which regulate cortisol, become combine that with changes in sleep quality, inflammation, and blood sugar swings, and you've got a perfect storm. Your body starts storing fat, especially visceral belly fat, like it's preparing for a famine. A study from the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism found that seniors with elevated cortisol levels had significantly higher abdominal fat, even if their total body weight was normal. That means you could be within a healthy weight range and still be at risk, all because of where your body is storing fat. And why? And here's the dangerous part. This belly fat isn't just stubborn, it's metabolically active. It wraps around your organs, disrupts insulin sensitivity, and increases your risk for heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and even cognitive decline. Most seniors try to combat this with more cardio or by slashing calories, but if cortisol is high, that approach can backfire. Your body interprets calorie restriction or long workouts as stress, which spikes cortisol even more. You lose muscle, slow down your metabolism, and gain even more fat around your belly. It's a vicious cycle, and it's completely avoidable if you know what's going on. So, what's the solution? You have to reset the hormonal balance, not just change what you eat or how much you move. And that starts with understanding the other players involved. Insulin, estrogen, yes, even for men, and testosterone. These hormones don't just decline with age, they interact in complex ways, especially when cortisol is out of control. In the next section, we'll uncover the second major hormone that's quietly sabotaging your body composition after 60, and how you can naturally bring it back into balance. After 60, your body enters a hormonal tug-of-war, one that most doctors rarely explain, and one that directly controls how your body stores fat. Let's start with estrogen. Most people associate this hormone with women, but men produce it too, just in smaller amounts. As both men and women age, estrogen levels begin to drop. That might sound like a good thing if you're trying to lose weight. But the truth is, a healthy balance of estrogen actually protects your metabolism. When estrogen levels fall too low, the body starts to store more fat, especially in the abdominal region. Why? Because fat cells can produce estrogen. So your body clings to fat as a survival response, trying to compensate for hormonal imbalance. And then there's testosterone, a hormone critical, not just for sex drive, but for muscle mass, energy, and fat burning. Here's what most seniors don't know. Both men and women need testosterone to keep their metabolism strong. After 60, testosterone levels plummet. For men, this means more belly fat, less energy, and faster muscle loss. For women, the drop in testosterone contributes to sarcopenia, age-related muscle wasting, and stubborn weight gain, especially around the midsection. A 2013 study, published in Obesity Reviews, found that low testosterone was linked to increased visceral fat, even in men with normal body mass index. Another study from the Endocrine Society showed women with slightly higher testosterone levels had more lean muscle and a better metabolic profile. Here's the dangerous synergy. As testosterone drops and estrogen falls out of balance, cortisol takes over. You lose muscle, your metabolism slows, and your body becomes primed to hoard fat, especially the kind that wraps around your liver, intestines, and other vital organs. But here's the good news. This isn't permanent. There are natural, science-backed ways to rebalance these hormones without injections or prescription drugs. It starts with sleep. Deep, uninterrupted sleep boosts natural testosterone production and regulates cortisol. Yet most seniors struggle with poor sleep, causing the cycle to spiral further out of control. Next is strength-based movement. Even light resistance training just twice a week has been shown to raise testosterone levels naturally and improve insulin sensitivity. And when you restore insulin balance, you stop triggering fat storage around the belly. Finally, specific nutrients like zinc, magnesium, vitamin D, and omega-3s play a crucial role in hormone regulation. These aren't trendy supplements. They're proven to support testosterone production and keep estrogen functioning at optimal levels. In short, belly fat isn't just a cosmetic issue. It's your body's cry for hormonal balance, and you don't have to accept it as part of aging. In the next section, we'll break down exactly which foods are throwing your hormones further off balance, and which ones can help fix the problem, starting today. Most seniors are unknowingly eating foods that spike cortisol, disrupt hormones, and make belly fat harder to lose, even if they're eating healthy. Let's start with the biggest offender. Caffeine. Yes, your morning coffee. While caffeine in small amounts can have some benefits, too much, especially on an empty stomach, can trigger a spike in cortisol. And, as we've already seen, cortisol is the belly fat hormone you don't want elevated first thing in the morning. After 60, your body doesn't metabolize caffeine like it used to. 1 cup can linger in your system for hours, raising stress hormones and keeping you from getting deep, restorative sleep. The very thing your body needs to lower cortisol and rebuild hormone balance. Second on the list, refined carbohydrates, white bread, pastries, crackers, and cereals marketed as low-fat or heart-healthy. These foods break down quickly into sugar, causing a spike in blood glucose. Your body responds by releasing insulin, which, when chronically elevated, suppresses testosterone and ramps up fat storage. A study from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that older adults who consumed more refined carbs had significantly higher waist circumference and insulin resistance, even when their calorie intake wasn't excessive. Next up, vegetable oils like soybean, corn, and canola oil. These oils are highly processed and packed with omega-6 fatty acids, which create inflammation in the body, and chronic inflammation, you guessed it, raises cortisol. Even worse, these oils interfere with cell signaling, which may impair testosterone production and estrogen balance. Fourth on the list is one you might not expect: alcohol, especially the 1 glass of wine a night habit many seniors pick up after retirement. Alcohol temporarily raises estrogen levels in both men and women and simultaneously lowers testosterone. Over time, it leads to estrogen dominance, cortisol spikes, poor sleep, and, you guessed it, belly fat. And finally, the most deceptive hormone disruptor of them all: artificial sweeteners. Products like sucralose and aspartame may be calorie-free, but they aren't consequence-free. These chemicals disrupt your gut microbiome, which directly communicates with your endocrine system. When your gut is inflamed, your body perceives it as a stress signal and releases more cortisol in response. Think about it. You could be drinking a sugar-free soda, having a protein bar with artificial sweeteners, and believing you're making a healthier choice, when in reality, you're sending your stress hormones into overdrive. The problem isn't always how much you're eating, it's what you're eating, and how your body processes it after 60. But here's the upside. Once you eliminate these hormone-disrupting foods and swap them with smart, hormone-balancing alternatives, your body starts to shift, often faster than you expect. In the next section, we'll reveal the top 5 foods that help rebalance your hormones, reduce cortisol, and help shrink stubborn belly fat naturally, even in your 60s and 70s. Now that you know what to remove from your plate, let's talk about what to add, because when you feed your hormones what they actually need, your belly fat doesn't stand a chance. Let's start with one of the most powerful hormone-balancing foods, avocados. Rich in healthy, monounsaturated fats, avocados help stabilize insulin, support testosterone production, and reduce inflammation. They're also packed with potassium, a mineral that counters the cortisol-raising effects of sodium and helps lower blood pressure, an added bonus for seniors. A 2013 study in the Nutrition Journal found that people who regularly ate avocados had lower body weight, smaller waistlines, and better overall metabolic health, even if they consumed more calories overall. Next, wild-caught salmon, or other fatty fish like mackerel or sardines. These are loaded with omega-3 fatty acids, which directly combat inflammation and improve cell signaling in your endocrine system. Omega-3s south have been shown to increase testosterone in men, balance estrogen in women, and lower cortisol across the board. But if you're not a fish lover, don't worry. Flax seeds and walnuts are great plant-based alternatives that still offer hormone-friendly fats. Third on the list, eggs, specifically the yolk. Seniors are often told to avoid eggs, but that advice is outdated. Egg yolks are rich in vitamin D, cholesterol, and choline, all critical for hormone production. Yes, cholesterol is the backbone of all sex hormones, including testosterone and estrogen. Without enough of it, your body struggles to keep hormones in balance. A study from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that older adults who consumed eggs regularly had better testosterone levels and improved muscle retention compared to those who avoided them. Fourth, we have leafy greens, especially spinach, kale, and Swiss chard. These vegetables are loaded with magnesium, a mineral that's essential for over 300 bodily processes, including hormone regulation. Magnesium calms the nervous system, reduces cortisol, and even improves sleep quality, all of which are crucial for belly fat reduction. And finally, perhaps the most overlooked hormone-regulating food of all, dark berries, like blueberries, raspberries, and blackberries. These fruits are low in sugar, high in fiber, and packed with polyphenols, powerful antioxidants that help reduce inflammation and insulin resistance. They also support the gut microbiome, which plays a surprisingly big role in hormone production and cortisol balance. Eating these foods consistently doesn't just shrink your belly. It supports your entire hormonal ecosystem. And once your hormones start working with you instead of against you, your energy returns, your sleep improves, your belly flattens, and your mood lifts. But remember, food is just one piece of the puzzle. In the next section, we'll reveal the one lifestyle tweak that can dramatically lower cortisol, boost testosterone, and reset your metabolism in just 7 days. And it has nothing to do with diet or exercise. There's a reason most diets and exercise routines don't work after 60. And it's not because your body is broken. It's because they ignore the master regulator of your entire hormonal system, your nervous system. Here's the truth. If your body is constantly in a state of fight or flight, even a low-grade one, you will never fully rebalance your hormones. And after 60, this low-level stress becomes almost invisible. It shows up as poor sleep, brain fog, sugar cravings, irritability, and yes, stubborn belly fat. So what's the fix? It's called strategic relaxation, and it's more powerful than most prescription drugs when it comes to cortisol control. This isn't about meditating on a mountaintop or going to a yoga retreat. It's about doing one thing consistently every day for just 15 minutes. Here it is. Active diaphragmatic breathing, not shallow chest breathing, not casual, deep breathing. Slow, belly-based breathing that engages your parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and repair mode. A study published in Psychoneuroendocrine found that just 15 minutes of controlled diaphragmatic breathing per day significantly reduced cortisol levels in seniors within 1 week. Other studies have linked it to improved insulin sensitivity, lowered blood pressure, better testosterone levels, and even reduced waist circumference. Here's how it works. Sit in a quiet place. Place one hand on your belly and one on your chest. Inhale through your nose for 4 seconds, letting your belly expand, not your chest. Hold for 4 seconds. Then exhale slowly through your mouth for 6 seconds. Repeat for 10 to 15 minutes. That's it. No gym, no supplements, no equipment, just oxygen and tension and consistency. But here's where most people go wrong. They try it once, then forget. The magic happens on day 4, day 5, day 6, when your cortisol starts to drop naturally. You sleep deeper, your hunger stabilizes, your mood improves, and slowly, that hormonal war inside your body starts to quiet down. Pair this with the hormone-balancing foods we just talked about, and you've got a natural, science-backed protocol that works with your body instead of fighting against it. Remember, after 60, the goal isn't to push harder, it's to calibrate smarter. Your hormones are still responsive. They just need the right signal. And when you create that signal, calm, nourishment, rhythm, your body responds beautifully. In the next section, we'll tie everything together and show you how just 3 simple, daily habits, when done in the right order, can create lasting hormone balance, energy, and fat loss in just 21 days. By now, you understand why your body has been working against you, and more importantly, how to shift it back into alignment. But knowing isn't enough. What truly matters is what you do every day. Here's a 3-step daily hormone reset plan designed specifically for seniors. It's not overwhelming. It doesn't require gym memberships or meal prepping for hours, and it starts working within days. Step 1. Morning metabolism. Reset. Start within 30 minutes of waking. The first thing you do in the morning sets the tone for your entire hormonal rhythm. That's why step 1 is all about anchoring your circadian rhythm and controlling cortisol. Instead of reaching for coffee or your phone, step outside for 5 to 10 minutes of sunlight exposure. Even if it's cloudy, natural light hitting your eyes tells your brain to release serotonin and reduce overnight cortisol buildup. Then, have a protein-rich breakfast within 30 to 60 minutes. Think eggs, Greek yogurt, chia pudding, or a protein smoothie with flax seeds and berries. This combination lowers cortisol, stabilizes blood sugar, and signals to your body that it's safe, so it doesn't need to hoard fat. Step 2. Midday movement plus magnesium. Around midday, your cortisol naturally dips. This is the perfect time to engage in light movement that supports testosterone and insulin sensitivity. Try a 15-minute strength circuit at home. Bodyweight squats, wall push-ups, or resistance bands. If you're just starting out, a brisk walk, or even a few chair exercises will do. The key is to activate muscle tissue, because muscle is your metabolic engine. Follow this with a magnesium-rich lunch, like a spinach salad with avocado, pumpkin seeds, and olive oil. Magnesium helps buffer stress hormones, calm the nervous system, and improve sleep quality later that night. Step 3. Evening calm down ritual. This is the part 99% of people skip, and it's the one that makes the biggest difference. Every night before bed, spend 15 minutes doing the diaphragmatic breathing we covered earlier. Pair it with a warm magnesium bath or herbal tea with ingredients like chamomile or lemon balm. Then, cut off screen time at least 45 minutes before bed. Blue light suppresses melatonin, the hormone that repairs your cells, balances sex hormones, and burns fat overnight. And finally, aim to be asleep by 10 p.m. because your hormonal repair window is between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. Miss it, and your cortisol creeps back in, undoing your progress. This plan isn't flashy. It's not trending on social media, but it's built on decades of clinical research, and it works with your body's natural hormonal rhythm, not against it. Thousands of seniors who struggled for years have transformed their energy, confidence, and waistlines using this exact formula. The difference? They stopped chasing fads and started working with their biology. And now you know the truth, too. In the next and final section, we'll show you how to keep the fat off permanently without ever dieting again by shifting one final hormone you've likely never heard of. You've already learned how cortisol, testosterone, estrogen, and insulin are all part of a delicate hormonal web that controls your belly fat, energy, and metabolism. But there's one more hormone that could determine whether all your efforts stick or slip away again. It's called adiponectin, and almost no one is talking about it. Adiponectin is produced by your fat cells. But paradoxically, the leaner you are, the more of it you produce. It works like a master switch for your metabolism. It tells your body to burn fat for fuel, improves insulin sensitivity, and reduces inflammation across your entire system. But here's the kicker. After age 60, adiponectin levels start to plummet, especially in people with excess belly fat. And when that happens, your body becomes locked in fat storage mode, even if you're eating healthy and moving regularly. Think of adiponectin as your body's internal thermostat for fat burning. Without enough of it, your metabolic temperature stays too low, no matter how many salads you eat or how many steps you take. A study published in the American Journal of Physiology found that low adiponectin levels were the strongest predictor of belly fat accumulation in older adults, even more so than diet or activity level. So how do you raise it? Here's the good news. Unlike other hormones, adiponectin responds rapidly to small changes. You don't need pills. You don't need surgery. You just need to engage in what researchers call adiponectin triggers. These include intermittent fasting, even just 12 to 14 hours overnight, which has been shown to increase adiponectin by up to 30% in seniors. Cold exposure, like a cold shower or brisk morning walk in cool air, which activates fat-burning brown fat and raises adiponectin, turmeric, and green tea, which naturally stimulate its production. And most importantly, deep sleep, your body's prime window for adiponectin release. When all the pieces you've learned so far, cortisol, regulation, hormone-supportive foods, stress control, and circadian alignment, are combined with these adiponectin triggers, the fat doesn't just fall off, it stays off. That's when the transformation becomes effortless. You stop counting calories. You stop chasing quick fixes, and your body starts working for you again, like it was designed to. Because fat loss after 60 isn't about punishment. It's about reprogramming your inner thermostat. But here's the twist. There's one surprising morning habit that can spike your adiponectin or completely shut it down, depending on how you do it. And in our next video, we'll reveal exactly what that habit is and how to use it to trigger fat-burning mode every single morning.